Hey, what's up, everybody? Hopefully, everybody is having a great week so far. I know today's Wednesday, and we have 2 more days left in the week, and pretty much a long week. The previous week, and then this weekend has just been a little chaotic in the market, right? So, today I just want to talk about a few things about innovation and why I want to focus more on the innovation today, and I'm kind of just going to show you a few charts and give you my thoughts in the process and the ideas of everything of the market and just things in general. So it's been a while since I made a video, and it's just due to some some back end issues, but we're here now, and I want to provide some good value for you guys moving forward in the next few days. I know a lot of people out there are so bearish. A lot of people are, trying to still buy the dips, which is me. I'm still looking for the dip buys, and the biggest thing here on this weekly chart that I want you guys to realize something, that no matter what's going on here, we're still on a big uptrend. And so far, there hasn't been anything to, particularly change it. And we'll get a little closer and deep into that. So, sorry. So what I see here with the market is that we did have an aggressive pullback, okay? And this is the weekly chart, as you guys can see. And then right here, this is a great dip buy. We actually dropped lower, but we're creating a wick. I know today's Wednesday, and we just had the FOMC saying that they're going to raise interest rates, but then they're going to keep them at zero. So there's like a lot of mixed news, and there's some negative catalyst, and all kinds of stuff is going on. So the volatility is high, right? So I want to show you guys first and foremost the VIX again. Understand that the VIX is just driving like crazy, right? I have my alerts up on here just in case, and then I have one alert down here just in the bottom again. The one thing I'm looking for the VIX, if you guys don't realize, one of the past videos I talked about the VIX, how you can't chart it, all right? So the biggest thing to look for is characteristics, as you can see here. The characteristics of the VIX is meaning that it's a pump and dump type of thing that happens in the market. And that's kind of what we've been dealing with the past, year or so after the whole COVID thing. And we've been running up like crazy on ES. So as you can see, since we came down here, we've just been trending like crazy. And every time we get one of these pullbacks, you see that the VIX gets an aggressive green candle, and then the following candle is red. So all the characteristics have like a pump and dump characteristic, and that's what it's doing. The difference now is that the catalyst and the volatility is a lot more greater in the market, because we have a mixture of Fed's interest rates. We have a mixture of stocks dropping into 52-week lows. We have mixtures of earnings coming up. I mean, it's intense. So the volatility is going to be here. And what that means, that when you guys search up a stock, right? And let me just show you guys, SQ doesn't have earnings till, 224. And for some reason, if you go to a trade tab on any stock out there right now, look at the IV, they're at 100, 88, 90. This is not normal. Okay. There's a lot that do have earnings. I know PayPal has earnings. Look at that. This is at 68.70. Why the heck is SQ at 100? And this thing doesn't even have earnings till next month. But this shows you a clear example as to why the volatility is here. And this brings me back to something about innovation and the point that I want to talk about today. Okay. Most of you guys are wondering like where the bottom is going to be for the market, and what are things that we're going to look for, and this and that. Some people are saying that we're on this 200 SMA and EMA, whatever indicator you guys have that tells you guys that we're going to go bullish. By all means, follow it, but just understand what you're coming up against in this market. Whoever's out there telling you that this market is full-blown bearish, be aware of what you have in front of you. Okay. This market changes consistently, and every single time it's not the same. Some people will say that, oh, this drop is the same as this one, or this drop is the same as. No, it's not. Okay. Every drop is different, backed up by a catalyst, and it moves by a catalyst, and it moves with the market in general, with the economy changing and everything like that. There's always something or reason behind everything. And this time it's a little much different, because we have a multiple of things going on, and we have a break of trend here on the this weekly time frame. and a huge bearish candle last week. And then now we have, the bulls and bears fighting to take over this specific area here. As you can see, these lines were already here. This charted. I like doing the candle bodies right here. I'm a little bit off just slightly, but either way, we're right there at that same point. And then right here at the bottom, we're just right there at that wick where I want to see buyers take control. I want to make sure that buyers take control of this specific area. And the reason I say that is because innovation is going to be the next best thing moving forward into the next couple of weeks, right? It's the beginning of the year, and a lot of stocks have dropped to their 52-week lows, right? And perfect example, I'm going to give you SQ. Another one is something like Snap. You have something like CRM. Another one is Amazon. Like, look at this thing. This is way at the bottom, right? Microsoft, even Microsoft had dropped way down here for earnings. Unfortunately, this thing just had a off day. And let me show you another one. Here goes PayPal, again, dropping down. And it's just been intense, guys. So this market is literally, giving you so much buy opportunities that I guess the question is going to be like, how much more lower can these stocks go if they're already dropping at these, 52-week lows, and everybody's, still shorting these stocks? Like, there has to be a point where we reverse, right? So seeing that the market /ES is at a great spot right here for a great dip buy, just an opportunity for this thing to just even trade sideways if it wants, right? Right here, just anywhere in there. Right, not a perfect yellow box, but this is the area where the shift change is going to happen. Okay, all the price action, the bulls and the bears are going to fight. They're going to crash against each other, and it's just going to be like pulling teeth. You're back and forth. You're going up and down, and these stocks are driving down crazy, and they're moving up crazy. And this is not going to be a time to load up on heavy swings. This is the time to load up heavier on your scalp trades and get into some good day trades in between and take advantage of these big moves. Now, the thing here is that if we do hold, all right, we do hold this specific area, you want to look for innovation. The innovation is the value of a stock. Okay, so I'm going to give you an example. SQ. SQ just dropped from 289 all the way to this 100 level. Right now, we're at 111. What is something that SQ can deliver or provide for an investor's, choice of stock to invest in? Technically, I mean, if you're an investor and you're out there trying to look for a nice dip buy in the market, but yet everything is dropping, what is the next best thing that you're going to look for, right? Think about it. An investor that can get some good news from SQ that they're going to, potentially keep on growing and have some potential guidance. That's something that can catch the attention of an investor. And this investor starts loading up on some shares right here. Okay. When somebody is loading up, you see a lot of bases being created. So you see a slowdown in selling pressure. You see the volume just dying down a little bit, but sometimes gets a little more aggressive intraday. And the aggressiveness, I'm talking about, like the dips are getting bought up, and you see that volume on the green candles just a bit more. And then you see this thing just trading sideways here. Like you'll see this thing, creating higher lows. And that base will be the area of value, because now SQ has a good value of something that an investor can invest in. And then he's looking at this huge return. Remember, he's not here to day trade the little 5-minute time frame or the 1-minute time frame, whatever little baby time frame you guys have on. He's not here for that. Okay, the investor is here to grab something that makes sense for him in the long term, because innovation is going to be the next best thing. Even in this bear market, there has to be some type of value in these stocks, right? Like, for example, Twitter is another thing. How many more people out there in this world are using the social media platform Twitter? Did they grow in revenue? Did they grow in more accounts, people loading up on Twitter accounts, things like that? How is the ad business helping them? And it's the same thing for something like Snap. Okay, so giving you guys a quick rundown. Like I said, I'm just coming on here just talking to you guys about innovation and what to look for in the future. Okay, so because a lot of you guys still have that question as to when is the bottom, where is the bottom? When can I start buying? When can I start buying leaps? The truth of the matter is that nobody knows. These stocks, this market can do whatever it wants, with or without you. If you're here tomorrow, it's going to do what it does. If you're not here tomorrow, it's going to keep doing what it does, with or without you. It doesn't care about you. This market will drive no matter what, okay? This is a well-oiled machine that just drives up, drives down, and it's either you're in or you're out, right? You get stopped out, we lose money, we win money. It's all a fight between bulls and bears, and it's a matter of what choice you're going to choose and what you're going to get yourself involved in. And this is why, like Snap, if you take a good look at Snap, it's at an amazing level. But who wants to buy these red candles? Definitely not the day traders, because they're scared to buy these huge aggressive candles because they think it's still bearish. Well, look at the big drop. If you ask me, if I was an investor, I'd be probably investing into something like Snap right about now. And I'm not saying go full portfolio, right? I'm saying that like start loading up like 10% of like your full position that you specifically want for Snap in the next 5 years or so. By the time it gets to 80, imagine had you gone, started loading up 10%, 10, another 10 here, another 10 at the dip. And by the time we get up here, you're already full portfolio, but you're already more than 100% growth. So start thinking that way, guys. Don't come in here and, start shorting the bottoms. Like, I get it that stocks are dropping. I get it that we're in a bearish trend. All right. I'm not taking anything away from that. But what I am letting you guys know and trying to provide value in is that look for that innovation. Look for that good catalyst that's going to drive this stock, that good news that you're going to hear, that they're growing, they're continuing to, gain subscribers, or, whatever it is, BYND, like, for example, right? Everybody knows about BYND. Like, why did it drop way down here, right? It's almost at like 45 from where it once opened at. Why is it at this level? Is it really worth $45 per share, or $60 for that matter? Is this something that you can see growth potential future all the way back to 200 or even back to 239? Or was that all just hype? Okay. That this year tells you that was hype. And then now it's trying to find some structure. It's trying to find some good value. But if they consistently grow and, branch out with, things like McDonald's, things like Taco Bell, KFC, I don't know, people are using, the products for BYND, these businesses will grow, providing more revenue for BYND. Okay, so start thinking that way moving forward. If this is something that you guys want to start investing in, look at Starbucks. Like, we're at 126 and we barely dropped into 94. Can it keep on dropping? Of course it can. Can the market just in general keep on dropping? Definitely. But again, look for that innovation of those stocks, the ones that are providing those good news articles, right? And I'm gonna give you guys a perfect example today. If you guys don't know, I'm going on the 15 for Microsoft. Well, let me just show you real quick the 4 hour. The 4 hour, let me just take this off. Microsoft just recently had earnings, and this is a well-known company, guys. Like, Microsoft is always doing amazing things. And look at this trend. Like, you're telling me that that's not a growth stock? Like, you would have bought, down here, started loading up anywhere down here at 220. You probably said, oh, it's too high, I'm gonna wait for a dip. Well, that dip never came, guys. All right, let's be real. So the innovation for Microsoft, they are still continuing to keep on growing. If you guys don't know the previous news, I think they bought up a ATVI, so gaming. So they're putting more money into gaming. So they're looking to expand. So the innovation for Microsoft catches the investors' eye. So meaning that they're the ones loading up on these shares, while some of you guys still haven't loaded because you guys are still saying that they're too high, or you're waiting for a specific dip, or we're in a massive bear market, so I'm going to wait till we get down here to 212, and if it goes down to 196, I'm going to buy it. But how many of you said the same thing about something like Snap or SQ or PayPal, right? And you still haven't bought any. What about DAL? What about airlines? What about BA? And you still haven't bought any. All right. And this is what I'm saying. Like, look for the good news in these markets and play them. Okay. Look at this. I'm going to show you something funny that actually happened. Okay. So the earnings report actually they ended up hitting and they beat earnings, right? And then this happened, okay? Right when we got to this point right here, okay, I want to show you guys. Right when we got here, for some reason at that moment, there was a lot of news articles coming out from Microsoft saying that the guidance was going to be amazing. You know, tons of other good news that Microsoft is doing. And then all of a sudden, you know, after those news articles came in, Microsoft just pumped back up. Okay. So this was an emotional roller coaster. This thing dropped. It dropped everybody's jaws who had calls, and everybody who had puts, you know, was so excited that it came down here. And next thing you know, the news articles pop up, and then this thing just rips, right? It rips back up, and it talks about the innovation, the future, and the guidance of Microsoft that it has as a company is creating more value. So the value that's being created, now you guys see that you guys are going to look for a bottom, look for those news articles, look for these pieces, these bases that are being created, and trade these. That's when you're going to know when there's going to be a reversal. Okay, so look at this. Everybody's still bearish, but look at this. We're kind of building this nice little base right here. Okay, so as long as we hold this base on ES, we're good. Look at all my alerts. I'm going to catch the move all the way up with or without you guys. All right, same thing with NQ. Okay, need base. Look at this. I already have this thing on here because I break them down too, and not just on YouTube, but we do break them down. Look at this. I'm going to show you guys. Look at this. We still haven't dropped any further. While the news today gave us this huge red candle, the bears are still in control, okay? But look, now y'all can draw this nice little pretty trend line and follow this thing all the way back up. If it doesn't hold back up, you can just draw this here and make sure that we don't break below this specific level, okay, for NQ. But again, we have a lot of earnings, guys, that are coming up, and it's just driving this market up and down like crazy, and it's causing a lot of volatility in the market. So please be careful with whatever you're trading, whatever you're starting to load up on. Careful with you know, what kind of investments you're looking for. If you guys are talking about Netflix, well, the thing about Netflix is that they lost subscribers, okay? So it's not something that's going to be great guidance. So I think Netflix is going to struggle down here for quite some time until they get some type of news catalyst that they're building more revenue off the new subscribers that they're getting. But until then, it's still down. So the catalyst for Netflix was very bad, okay? So there's a difference between good and bad, okay? There's no innovation for Netflix unless they, you know, buy out Disney or something, or they buy out another platform that's going to bring in revenue for them, or, you know, they do something crazy. They offer like these deals or whatever. But as of right now, there's nothing good about Netflix compared to something like Microsoft, you know, compared to something like SQ. You know, good stocks out there that are great dip buy opportunities for you guys to start looking to buy some shares just in general, right? Even Starbucks if you guys wanted to. But you know, look at this. This thing has earnings, and you just never know where it's gonna go. And I mean, you guys can see all my alerts here that I have. But CRM, same thing. CRM. There's a lot of great stocks out there, guys. Look at TWLO. I think CRWD. I mean, there's just so many out there that are at literally a buy level, in my opinion. Okay, not financial advice whatsoever. You guys do whatever you want with your stocks and whatever you see value and get into it, right? Look at all these alerts that I have for SQ. I'm definitely not going to miss this rally back up. And even though it's downtrending like here, I'm still buying these dips, and I'm selling them into strength. I'm getting in on the red candles, and I'm selling them the next like 2 days. And I'm just riding these green trends while I have them. And then my risk to reward makes sense for me, okay? Because once we start building these bases, and let's just say one day I'm in a call position, and all of a sudden this news comes out intraday saying that, you know, SQ is doing great, their numbers are amazing, there's a buy rating for them, there's an upgrade, or whatever it is. Some type of news catalyst will drive the stock up. It may or may not, depends on how it reacts. All I know is that the risk to reward makes sense to me, and that the innovation for SQ is something that I'm looking forward to, and to hear more things. And if you don't know about SQ, I think they are opening up in the Europe markets over there somewhere. They're expanding the company or something like that. But don't take me for my word. Look up the news for that stuff, guys, and do your own research. But that's just something that you guys should look forward to and do some research on, because it's very important to understand the innovation part versus like the good stock and the bad stock as to what you're gonna get yourself into. Airlines, I think it's a great spot where they're at, and I'm still buying shares every time it dips down here. I'm buying shares and buying shares. DAL, AAL, I mean, even BA. Some of you guys have BA. Financials are amazing. Things that solar. If you guys believe in solar, definitely look for leaps and start loading up on some shares and things like that. So another one that you guys can look at is ARK as well. They are way down here at these levels, and it's just an amazing spot. So yeah, guys, take advantage of what's going on in the market, and don't get biased as to saying that this market is going to come crashing. And don't get scared is what I'm saying. Because what happens is that when there's a lot of fear, that's like the best time to start looking for things that have value and have innovation in the future. That's the number one thing that you guys should be looking for. If there is no like proper guidance for revenue in the future, then don't buy it. I don't think Netflix is a buy, even though it's like way down there and it's at an amazing price. I personally don't think it has that value versus something like Microsoft or SQ or Apple as of right now. So just giving you guys some examples to go off of. I hope you guys, take this into consideration and, do some research. Is kind of like what I'm pointing out. And don't be scared to buy shares, okay? But also, if you have a portfolio and right now it's down, don't be scared, because these stocks, you got to remember that you're holding for quite some time. You're not only holding it for a day trade or for a couple of months, you're holding them long term. So don't be scared. All right. I guess the best thing to do is to hedge, hedge for something, things like the VIX or the inverse of the QQQ, which is the SQQQ. If you want to do, different things like that, you want to get the inverses, you want to fill yourself with some bonds and things like that. But again, these are just my opinions, guys. They're not financial advice at all. You guys, I'm sure you guys can do some good homework out there, right? But yeah, look for those stocks, guys. Look for those bases that are being created in the market. As long as ES is holding down here, I don't think we will drop any further. In my opinion, moving forward, I think this is the bottom right here. I don't think we'll drop any further. But again, this market can do whatever the heck it wants. But I am telling you that I am in calls since this bottom, and I'm not selling. I have all the way till April expiration. I have 4 months on NQ. Actually, I have NQ still. Yep, I bought it down here. I bought NQ down here, and it was at like 60% up here. But then today, it was just a rough day with Discord shutting down, and then TOS was lagging today. And I'll definitely show you exactly what it means. See how bad it was lagging right here. Is huge gap. That's not an actual gap. It's just that TOS lagged. So yeah, guys, stay alert and don't panic. Okay, if you guys are trading, day trading, trade the trends in between. Get in and out. Buy the top, buy the bottom, sell at top, sell at the bottom. Do as you please, but just remember that when you're swinging, don't go heavy, go light. Okay, make sure you're buying at some amazing deals and you're not getting robbed, for some heavy premiums. Be careful. The premiums in the contracts right now are very high. They're not normal. So you're paying a little more extra for the option contracts if that's what you're trading. But if you're trading shares, then you're kind of just hanging out. All the same for you. So yeah, guys, do some homework, like I said, and know that everything's going to be all right as long as you guys do some homework and you look for innovation. All right. So I'll leave you guys with that. Hopefully that gives you guys some more idea as to what to look forward to. And, let us know how your research goes. And yeah, hopefully your investments go great and you finish off this week strong and you guys are not hurting that bad with these day trades in between this volatility. And you guys are managing your risk and your position size. All right, guys, stay green. I will see you on the next one.